In this video, we are going to see how the aggregate function works in Excel, especially in these kind of situations where you have different data, the rows might be missing or hidden, and there is some errors too. So how we can make the totals even if we have the messed up data like this. So not only that, we will compare it with the simple functions like sum, count as well, and see what's better for us. So here we have this sheet that you can find with the resources section of this video. And you will notice that in the sales field, there are some strange errors here. And on the left hand side, you will also notice that some rows are missing. So they are not actually missing, they are hidden. So let's apply some different common formulas that we normally apply. Let's say that I want to make the totals here. Totals, we will make it bold, and let's try to sum this. If we select the sum and we select the complete range, hit enter, it is going to give us an error because the data has the errors. And even if in the bonus field, we write not available or NA or something like that. Let's try it this way. Equals to sum. If we select all of this, although it's not an error in the data, if we sum this, it is going to show us. But just remember that in the Office 2024 latest versions, it is able to read this through the data. Otherwise, if you are using the older version, I recommend you to upgrade because you are going to see the error here. So as we have seen that if we do it in this way, it is going to give us an error. So here we applied a simple sum. Let's try the same function using the aggregate. This time I'll sum using the aggregate formula, which allows you to use any kind of function you want. If you want to average, count, count A, max, min, or whatever, we want to sum. So we will select sum here, comma, options. And now we need to select what we need to ignore in this formula. So whenever we select the data, what do we want to ignore? We want to obviously ignore the errors and the hidden rows. So here it is. I'll select 7 here, ignore hidden rows and error values. And finally, I will select the range of data, which is right here, and we hit enter. As you can see, even though we have the errors in the data, it is still going to give us the total. In the bottom, the result is 12,700 if we select these 3 cells. But if we unhide the remaining rows, we also have 8,500. So this means that whenever I hide a particular row, it is going to ignore that. And that's exactly what we want here, that whenever we apply any particular filter, it should show you the results that is on the face of the sheet. Now let's try another example. Let's count using the aggregate function equals to aggregate. And this time we will use count, which is on number 2. And the options that we want to use is this. Option number 3, which is ignore hidden rows, error values, nested subtotals. So even if we have subtotals formulas applied, it will ignore that values as well. Let's choose the array, and this time I'll choose it until this point. That means even if we have the aggregate total already applied within the range, it will ignore this. It's going to give you the count of 3. That means all of these values which are shown only, and it's not hidden, it's not an error, and it's not a total, only that will be counted. So if we unhide these, it is going to change the count. Now it's 4 numbers that can be easily readable, and that is not total. And finally, if you want to use some other function like average using the aggregate, it's also simple and similar to it. Function, we will use average. Options, we will use 3, which is ignore the hidden rows, error values, nested subtotals, and all. So aggregate formulas will also be ignored. Array, we will select all of this array. Even if we select until this point, it is going to give us an average of only these numbers. So if you want to just cross verify this, just select these manually and you should be able to see the average down here when you make the selection. Otherwise, you just right click, enable the average, and you should be able to see the total here. So average is 5,300, exactly matching this one. So this is how it works, and it's much better than the simple formulas, because if you have errors, text, totals, or even hidden rows, the aggregate function will still be able to work with all of these problems in the data. So that's how we use the aggregate function in Excel. Just try this by yourself, and I will see you in the next one.